Yeah, I'm Camryn Dewar, and I'm currently joining from Lenape territory, as in I'm in New York City. I'm currently just in a room adjacent to an opera rehearsal that I will be joining immediately after this call is done. But yeah, so just a little bit about me. So I'm from the Red River Métis Nation, and I grew up in Stony Mountain, Manitoba. And yeah, I've been into music ever since I was young. My dad's side of the family is the Métis side, and they've all been musicians their whole lives. And so I was very fortunate that it was passed down to me as well. And now I do Indigenous opera, and so I'm here in Montclair, New Jersey. I'm studying my Master of Music right now, and I'm on a Fulbright scholarship for my research in Indigenous opera and specifically female representation in Indigenous opera and how that's evolved from 1879 to present day, which I think is really exciting because there's so much Indigenous opera that exists that people just don't know about, and so I feel very fortunate that I'm able to speak about that and to sing about it and to allow some of the New Jersey and eventually New York audiences to hear some of that repertoire. So I know we've all been asked, like all the speakers have been asked to just talk about how we find belonging and what belonging kind of means to us. And I think for me, just generally, belonging I mean, it's been difficult. It's been difficult for me, specifically since I moved to New Jersey to find belonging, because especially growing up on my homeland in Manitoba, and I did my undergrad degree in music at the University of Manitoba, and it was so easy to feel connected to community, and all of my friends were Métis, and of course, all my family's Métis, and even my dad, all of his friends just happened to be Métis, and I grew up with them and their children as well, and so it's been a little bit more difficult for me ever since I moved to New Jersey. But the thing that keeps connecting me to other Indigenous people here over and over again is always the arts. I went to one event at an art museum. It was an opening of Native American art in Montclair. And I met a bunch of other people that now we're going to, like, I went to Juilliard yesterday to be able to hear another Indigenous opera singer sing a bunch of works by Native American composers. And, I really, at the end of the day, it's always just the arts I feel really, really connect us, which I'm very, very thankful for because it's hard to find community when you're away from your homeland for the first time. And then for me, when it comes to opera and especially classical music, when there's not a lot of Indigenous representation, I find that I tend to experience belonging by collaborating with other Indigenous musicians and creators and just artists generally, but also specifically by seeing myself represented in artistic works. And there's not a ton of them, but there are a few, and I'm very grateful that we've reached a point in recent years where there are amazing operas with fantastic, real Indigenous female characters that are relatable and authentic and genuine and complex and diverse. Because I feel that there's so much work that is done for us when we are able to see ourselves represented in something in any sort of genuine and authentic capacity. And I think just finally, the final way that I tend to just feel belonging or find belonging in the arts specifically is just being able to be part of works that are by us, and also for us. And there's a quote by Adam Godry that I think about a lot, and it's that in works that are about us, but not of us, you can always tell. It's always a little bit uncomfortable. And on reflecting on why that is, it's because there is just a lack of the Indigenous voice. And so I've been very thankful to be able to be a part of so many operas that are written again by us and for us and have amazing, amazing real characters that I think really reflect us in genuine, authentic ways. And so, yeah, that's what I would say about how I'm able to find community and belonging through music and seeing myself represented in works and being able to work with other Indigenous musicians who feel the same way. So. Thank you. I'm going to pass it off to Becky now. All right, Miigwech.